How is everybody? Hi, this is Dinesh De Silva. Great to have you join us today. Big welcome to the Digital Marketing Success Formula webinar. It is an absolute pleasure for me to have you join us each week when we run these webinars. We have so many of you who join us, and I take that as an honor and a big responsibility. So guys, as we start, I know people struggle to log on and take time to come on. There are so many who have registered today. Now, typically in a regular seminar, if I was running these, when we run them across the country, I'd have the absolute pleasure of meeting you one-on-one. We can't do this live because it's a virtual event. However, we can connect via LinkedIn, and please go into my LinkedIn account. Faith, if you can share my LinkedIn account on the chat, we can do that. Now, let's get this, some of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. How many of you can have discovered the hands up feature? Can you put your hand up, please, so that I see who is there? And let's get the hand up feature going. All right, I'm not seeing any hands going up. Why is that? Are you not putting your hand up? I'm not seeing the hand up feature at all today. All right. One thing you can do is make sure that you go to the chat and introduce yourself. Tell us your name, tell us your business. Who knows, you might meet some people who you can connect with, and definitely we want to make sure that this is an interactive event, okay? So we're running, I don't want this to be one of those webinars where you checked in and you have, all of us have to multitask, and that is absolutely clear. We understand that, but today I'm going to teach you a system, a formula you can use to take your business from your traditional business models to becoming a digitally successful business. Now, you need to follow a process, and if you miss some of the early parts that I'm describing today, when I'm discussing something in the areas in the middle, you might miss the context. So I urge you to put your emails away. We can come back to that. We have plenty of time during the day to come to that. But what we're going to do today, it takes 20 years of it's taken me over 20 years to learn this stuff. And we've researched over 10,000 small and medium businesses to make sure that we got this right. So let's get on with it. So the first question I have for you is, I want you to go to the chat now and tell me, why do you think small and medium enterprises, the business owners of these enterprises, are struggling to get results? I'm talking about business results using digital marketing. We have 2.3 million small businesses in this country. Over 86% of them struggle. 86% of all of us struggle when it comes to getting results from digital marketing. We don't want likes and shares. We want to drive traffic to our businesses that delivers us cash flow. So share with me, what do you think are the reasons? Go to the chat and tell me. Let's see what you're saying. I want everybody participating, guys. Hey, Ben, big welcome. It's fear. Is it fear? Melanie says it's fear. Melanie, is it fear because of the lack of knowledge or fear of technology? Yes, that's correct. And that's a big issue a lot of people have. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. I'd like as many people to share, please, because I want this to be an interactive session. It is an absolutely, if we don't participate, we don't get involved in the discussion. Digital and social is about engagement, all right? So we need to participate, all right. Ben, I think it's most small businesses is a one-man show. That's so true, Ben, because small businesses are a one-man show. Who has the time to be on all the social platforms, to make sure you're managing your websites and doing your websites like a lot of people do, and do it consistently. And that is difficult. Well said, Ben. Sajal says target market identification. If you get it wrong, you're spending all your time and money in the wrong areas. Sajal, you're so right. A lot of us think we know who our ideal customers are, but one of the biggest issues that we have seen amongst the thousands of businesses we worked with is that as soon as we are able to get that right, everything changes. And we are not talking about incremental revenue increases. I'm talking about transformational revenue increases. Businesses, and you'll be surprised when I tell you this, there are businesses who've been running for 10, 15 years who've doubled their revenue. We had a lawyer who was running a successful legal practice. For 15 years, he had about 25 years of experience before this, double that revenue just by doing that. So you're absolutely on the point. Tatiana says, don't know what works and what doesn't. Yes, absolutely, because we are trying everything and anything and throwing the kitchen sink at this. And because we don't know the process or have the right knowledge, we are not getting the results. So some really good points there. I'm going to move on now. Thank you so much for those who have interacted with me and some really very good points there. All right, thank you for sharing. And I'm going to touch on some of this later. Now, the other point is a lot of people, when they come to digital, they think it's about websites. They think it's about social media. Digital marketing is not about websites and social media. They are components of it. But digital marketing is a lot more than that. We have to take a holistic view of digital. Now, really what has happened is it's about marketing in a digital paradigm. It's about marketing in this digital world, understanding how consumer behavior has changed and being able to engage consumer behavior in a way that they engage with you and want to transact with you. Now, McKinsey, who are the world's foremost organization when it comes to strategy, the world's largest organizations go to McKinsey, the world's biggest governments go to McKinsey. Even our Prime Minister referred to McKinsey when he launched that 800 million program to get businesses digital only about a week ago. McKinsey says reinvention, as the term implies, requires commitment, to look at it from a holistic business way. Simply taking an existing product line or an existing business and putting it on a website or an e-commerce platform does not work. That is not reinvention, and that is certainly not digital reinvention. Our Prime Minister also said this when he launched the JobKeeper program on the 29th of March. He said that every business must rethink their business model. That means if we are to succeed, we have to change the way we are running our businesses. We have to completely reinvent and futurize our businesses, or to digitize our businesses, if you want to call that. Because he understood that if we operate the same way we operate, we can't survive. And he is worried. The government is worried. And that's why all these measures are there. And they're worried for us small businesses, and we have opportunities to change. But we shouldn't be really worrying. Now, I want to share this slide with you where it shows here the Australian GDP before COVID was growing at 2%. Now, the government, we're at negative growth, want to get back to this 2.5% growth rate. IMF have said we'll go to 2.5% next year. Government expects to go to 4.5%. I'm not sure whether that's going to happen. Okay, because based on all the research, it's about 2%. But that's what they want us to get up to. But look at this. Global e-commerce, or businesses who move to the digital paradigm, is growing at 18%. So you do not have to be in the traditional economy or the economy as it is in now, based on macroeconomic figures. If you have futurized and digitized your business, you can operate at a 9 times multiple, not 2%, but at 18%, even when the economy is going good. These are ABS research as of 2020, and this is 2020 research as well. So we are a data-driven company. We always use data and not opinion. Look at this. It's an 800% faster way of you growing. So a lot of businesses think, yeah, yes, that is important, but the biggest issue is how do we navigate from a traditional businesses to digital business models? Now, that's the difficulty. And how do you futurize your business? Now, NetStripes, I'm proud to say we're an Aussie business. We have built the world's most efficient system for SMEs to transition from their traditional business models to digitally successful businesses. Thousands have used this system, and it is the fastest, is the most affordable system that delivers business results. It takes a bit of practice, it takes discipline from the business owners, but it is fast and efficient for business owners to use. And it is our vision. It has been our vision from the time we started NetStripes as a tech startup in 2014 to empower 1 million small and medium enterprises with digital innovation, because we know digital innovation accelerates growth. But we also know the businesses that are digitally engaged and digitally empowered create jobs. And is there a better time than now to retain jobs and to create jobs? Because I know with small businesses, our people are like our family. And we don't want anyone to let anyone go. We want to retain them, but we want to also create and grow our family. And we can do this across the world because now we have a global economy. Businesses from across multiple industries have used this system and they have succeeded. I'm proud to say we've helped businesses who come with zero revenue, like Shay King, who built a major events business. Lawyers and financial planners and mortgage brokers and gyms and medical doctors, I'm talking, and builders. I can't put the list here, but these are real people who've had real problems. Shay King came to us with an idea. He, like most people, had to leave his job for I don't know what reason. He was probably late 30s or early 40s. I don't know, maybe he was in his late 40s. And he wanted to leave his corporate job because he had no choice, or he wanted to create a business. But it's a very nerve-wracking, fearful process because you're probably at zero income. Now, he went from zero to revenues of over 1 million in little over a year. And what did he do? He followed a system. And I'm going to teach you that system today. Not everybody succeeds though. Why? Because not everybody who comes to a webinar, who comes to our sessions, are willing to make that decision to change. And then some people make that decision to change, but once they've even decided to change, not everybody wants to take that action that is required to support that change that they want to make. Then it takes some patience, and you have to stay the course to get the results. You have to stick with it. You have to stick with the strategy. Be disciplined to the strategy and to the process. And when you are, you will get results. So having shared with you a lot of people who have succeeded, but I also want to tell you, not everybody succeeds. So I want to put it out there so that I'm not saying everybody who uses our system succeeds, but majority do. All right. So what did they do? We wanted to make digital easy. We want to take the complexity away from digital, and we we're going to teach you two principles, just two principles that you can remember and practice. And once you practice this and you stay the course, you will get results. So I'm going to teach you two principles and a 5-step process. Okay. Now, how many of you want to learn these two principles? It's going to make your life so much easier. You said you're time poor. Some of you said you're a bit fearful. I'm going to make this whole thing so much easier. Thank you for those who put your hand up. I want to see more hands going up. Come on, guys. Let's participate here. I said I wanted this interactive. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. So principle number one is to drive the right traffic to your website. Okay. Principle number one is to drive the right traffic to your website, not any traffic. This is where I think it was Sajan who said, who is your ideal customer? It's very difficult to know who your ideal customer is, but you've got to drive that ideal customer to your website. Once you drive the right traffic to your website, your next job is to convert that traffic into leads and into sales. Now, a lot of you are using social media, email marketing, SEO, and all these things, and all these other digital channels, meeting people even in a non-digital way to drive traffic to your website. You're having telephone calls with your prospective customers, doing everything to drive traffic to your website. The question is, are you driving the right traffic to your website? And the next question is this traffic you drive to your website, is it getting converted into leads and into sales? And as you know, it is these sales that give us our customers, and our customers are the lifeblood of any organization. Okay, so our customers give us repeat business and give us referral business. And that's what makes customers so valuable. Customer acquisition is typically expensive, and each of us must know how much does it cost us to acquire customers, and how much is each of these customers worth for us in the lifetime of their business. I won't be going into that today, but those are very important things that we have to consider. I touch on that in my next webinar, which is next week, and I'll share that information with you. All right. Digital is also about data. As I said earlier, there are a million opinions about when it comes to digital. There are so many channels, but we got to keep it simple. Once you keep it to these two principles, we can use data and measure ourselves against these two principles. So now let's look at Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a free tool by Google that's easy to connect to your website. Every website, if it's not already connected, must be connected to digital analytics. And if it's connected, some of your websites are connected, but you don't look at the data. Now, we must get into the discipline of looking at this data. So what does this data tell you? Let's have a look. So on this is a random website. I've taken this down from Google, this report. There are 627 users who come into this website between about January and end of March. There are 1,200 page views, and unfortunately, there's a bounce rate of 74%. So what does this mean? What it means is out of the 627 people that came to this website during this 3 or 4 month period, 74% have come in and bounced. They have come in and left without having any interaction, without going into another page, without signing up for anything. So really, 3/4 of our marketing effort and our marketing budget has gone down the drain. That's what it means. So is that good? Absolutely not. But if you look at most businesses are operating like this. I said 86% of our 2.3 million businesses are not getting results from digital marketing. Now, if you look at your bounce rate, you will get some understanding. Okay. Most businesses languish between about 60% to 85%. That's not good. So people ask me, Dinesh, what's a good bounce rate? If it's at 80%, 75 is better. If it's at 75%, 70 is better. So we got to work on continually bringing this bounce rate down. How do we bring it down? By driving the right traffic first. So if you're driving the wrong traffic, it's useless. Drive the right traffic. When they come in, there's a good chance what you're telling them might resonate. So once you drive the right traffic, then the next part is you need to get you drive the right traffic to your website, right? And your website must be able to resonate. And in 2 to 4 seconds, make sure that you get the message out to them. That's what you guys do. I'm going to show this in practice very soon, visually, and this is the data. The other point here is, you look at this geo. This is to know which geographies your traffic is coming from. So that will tell you whether the right traffic is coming. The demographics here, if you click on that, will also show you whether you're getting the right traffic or not. Now, we practice this stuff at NetStripes, okay? This is last year between about June to about January this year. Our bounce rate was at 6.85%. Is that good? It's very good. Now, do I expect every one of you to have that? I don't. If you drop, as I said earlier, your job is to drop, if it's at 70%, drop it to 65, to 60. And this is a process that we are going to do continually. And I'll share with you some of the ways you can do this. This is, as of September, about a month ago, that was our bounce rate. Not bad, right? It's not always like this. It goes up, goes down, but it doesn't, we manage that bounce rate. So that's really good. We're retaining nearly all that traffic that came. So as a result, we don't have to work really hard to drive a lot of traffic. We just drive the right traffic and convert as much of that traffic. So let me show you how we convert the traffic. Now, by the way, if you want to know more about Google Analytics, guys, Faith, if you can share this link, there's a beautiful, there's this blog on our blog site, which has videos that says how to understand Google Analytics, how to get it implemented for you and answer all those questions you have. By the way, if you have further questions, we have experts at NetStripes who can help you with. Again, we have Thor, one of my associates, digital associates, attending this session. Thor is our customer liaison person. So if you have any questions, Thor may reach out to you or reach out to Thor. And by the way, we can share Thor's email address as well, so that if you want to send an email to Thor, Thor can help you out to come organize the time for you to talk with anyone. All right. Now, we spoke about driving the right traffic, and I showed you in Google Analytics how to check that. Now I'm going to show you how to convert that traffic, or the way NetStripes have done it. So if you look at here, in September, that same period where I said our bounce rate was 1.75% or 2%, we drove 600 users or 685 users. And we've converted 191 of them. So that's pretty good, right? So we're driving traffic and then we're converting that traffic into transactions. Again, look at this. That's in August, right? Transactions 290, 31%, 34% here in July, right? So what am I showing you? There is consistency, right? That's what we have to achieve. And there's one which is even higher. This is an outlier. We can't expect to get 40% conversion all the time. But what I'm trying to show you is that is possible. Okay, it's an outlier. This is real data, by the way, as you can see, NetStripes. And this is when? This is in May, 33%. So that 40% was an outlier. All right. And now I showed you from a data perspective how to drive traffic and to convert that traffic. Now I want to show it to you visually how users, from a psychology perspective, how users make decisions. Okay, and you are going to be playing this game with me. This is called the 2 to 4 second test. I want you to go to the chat. I want everybody, hands up. Can everybody put a hand up who's interested in playing this game with me? I need everybody, guys. You know, let's make this fun. I need more of you participating. I saw only very few hands going up. Guys, as I said earlier, let's get into this. Let's get this learning. You're going to learn some cool stuff here. It might not be what you think is as cool, but for me, what cool is when you get those dollars coming into your bank account, okay? So some of the stuff that we have to do may not look cool, but the results are what's really important, okay? So if you came here to get a really quick tactic, I don't have any tactics. There are no silver bullets if you want to get business results in digital marketing. So I need everybody on the chat now. So I want you to go to the chat, and as I'm going to show you a website, I want you to tell me, is this crap or is this wow? Okay, so for crap, you say it's crap. If it's great, you say wow, or whatever you want to call it. All right, so let's go to the chat. I'm going to get my chat going so that I can see what you're typing. And are you ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. What do you reckon? Is this, let me know. There you go. Crap. Any others? Afan says crap. Thor says crap. All right, keep going. Anyone else? Sajan says crap. Look, what's important here, guys, is not, we all know that this is crap. There's no secret here, and that's the reason why it's there. But how fast you make that decision, whether this is crap or not, okay? And that's the important part. How fast, because our brains are visual, within a millisecond, that decision is made. All right, so let's get to the next. So the next slide will show you that how our brains have now registered that that website we saw, it's really poor, it's probably a scam, it's not really credible, and I'm not going to deal with that. So what do? You bounce. So that's what you saw from a data perspective. Now you're seeing visually. So I'm going to show you another one, okay? I need everybody on your chat, okay? As soon as I type in, I want you to give me your answer. What do you reckon? I need it quickly. Afan's very, very polite, says, wow. I know it's wow compared to the other one. What does everybody else think? I think this is good, but this is not good enough because your competition will be better. Okay. What do the others think? I know Afan and Safta says he's not very impressed. Please share with me, guys, because I need to know what Tatiana says better. Yes, it is better, right? Now, let me show you. This is a small business. Like any small business, sometimes you ask a friend or family to do their website, but this is exactly what happened. So they went from here to here. Now, what do you think of this? Let me know your thoughts. Come on, guys. I need everybody on that chat communicating with me. Thank you. Thank you. Sajal says, wow. Yes. So it's so much better. Now, let me tell you the difference. That's as a user comes in, I showed you in the data, they come in and bounce. When they come here, they don't bounce. They come in here, they see a great user experience, and they see the connection, an intimate English pub experience. That's the value proposition. They've given that, and in the subcaption, they says, enjoy authentic handcrafted beer brewed on site while relaxing with family and friends. So this is all strategy, guys, okay? This is all strategy, understanding your ideal customer and then based on that ideal customer to make sure you deliver your value proposition. So if you drive the right traffic here, you're going to convert that traffic. Okay, that's what you learned in the principles in practice. Okay, I'm going to another one very quickly. Everybody on the chat, please. Let's hear from you. All right. What do you think of that? Good? Not so good? So typically, most businesses operate like this. But if you think about it, if you take this logo out and replace it with another logo and that telephone number out with another telephone number, that's what a lot of in every industry there are people who say we are website specialists for lawyers. What do? That's what they do. They change this image, they change the colors, right? They change the logo and they change the photograph. We are specialists in medical websites. We're specialists in financial planning websites. We're specialists in building websites. What do? Every legal website looks the same. And how do you compete with the tens of thousands of lawyers? In New South Wales alone, there are 20,000 lawyers. It is impossible because competition is increasing. Now that doesn't work. And let me show you how you transition. So this is not about websites, guys. This is about driving the right traffic to your website and converting that traffic into leads and into sales. And before you go to build your website, there's a process that we must follow. And that's what McKinsey says, reinvention, taking an existing product and putting it on a website is not digital reinvention. So let me share with you here. That's the same company we saw there. But now if we come here, they say compensation law experts in Sydney with over 35 years of experience pursuing thousands of successful claims. We understand your stress, and the attention your case deserves. So if somebody has a compensation claim, they've gone through a lot of stress. They've probably gone to other lawyers, they've been knocked down by insurance. But when they come here, these guys understand my stress. But if they go here, what? What do? Who are you? Like everybody else. By the way, this is only that first bit you see, but then as you scroll, you get more and more captivated with the story and the message. All right. Okay, so I won't spend a lot more time, but if you have a quick, by the way, Safdal says 100% agree. I'm facing the same problem with my web development team. That's the thing. Do not go, a lot of businesses go into web development before they get this stuff right. So I'll be sharing that process. So Safdal, you'll learn what you need to do. All right, here's a really fabulous catering business. That's how they struggled. They struggled like this. They went from here to here. And I'm going to share that story with you in a little while. So reinvention, as the term implies, requires significant commitment. You have to take a whole of business way. You go and have a business idea and build a website, show a way not to get digital engagement. It's about driving the right traffic to your website and converting that traffic to leads and into sales. All right. So hopefully I've answered why small and medium business owners are not achieving results. So it's not to do with websites. It's not to do with social media. It's all what happens way before you get there. There are a few things that you must do before you get to your website. There are a few things you must do even way before you get to doing social media marketing. So continuing to doing your website and social media is not going to get that result. So let me show you what happened with a financial planner. This financial planner went from 12 years of struggle absolute struggle. He's based in Let Go. He's been on this session, by the way, talking about his story. So I'm not telling you anything new. This is what he's shared with us. He's on YouTube. You can check him on YouTube as well. Mark Hoyt tripled. See, I did tell you, it's not about incremental revenue. Once you get this stuff right, you can double your revenue. This guy has tripled funds under management in 2 years. He's achieved over 30% of his annual target during the first 6 weeks of the lockdown on a $50 marketing budget, because we all had to be careful with money. Okay, he didn't spend a lot of money or time in marketing. So some of you said the reason people are not getting results is we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the money, we don't have the time. Here is a good example of how to do it. So I asked Mark during this session live, okay, what was the reason you didn't get results using digital marketing? This is what he said. I didn't have the processes in place. So he said, what do you mean you didn't have the processes in place? What do you mean by process? He said, I didn't have the right knowledge, Dinesh, and I didn't have the strategy right. I didn't know who my ideal customers were. I couldn't articulate the value proposition as a financial advisor to my customer in a way that customer felt, oh my goodness, I need this service. Most of the time when I articulated the value proposition to my customers, I felt my customers don't need what I am selling, and they can get what I am selling from everybody else. Now, if you think about it, this is a problem most businesses have. This is the problem most business owners have. When they talk to a customer online or offline and articulate your value proposition, they feel, okay, that's good, but I can get it from somewhere else. There are so many other financial planners. There are so many other mortgage brokers. There are so many other builders. There are so many other gyms. How do you articulate it strongly? So this is what happened to Mark. He went from couldn't articulate his value proposition. He went through this black box session to, in 90 minutes, to having absolute clarity and strength of the profound value of himself and his business. What's this black box thing? It's the NetStripes strategy framework we have created by the research of 8,700 small businesses and using 20 years of our combined, I had about 20 years of experience at the time, actually 15 then, and our other co-founders had similar type of experience. We brought this together to create this using all these McKinsey principles. I had the pleasure of learning strategy from a guy called Michael Porter, who's a professor of strategy for Harvard Business School many years ago. So we all use this to create this, and that's what the black box process is. I better have some water. Okay, so he had two pivotal findings: understand the real pains of my ideal customer. So I use an example of those people who want to do a compensation claim. They have gone through real pain, and you've got to understand that pain. In this case, Mark had to understand the real pain people have from a financial perspective to plan for their retirement. That's a real pain. Once he understood that, then he was able to discover his core competencies, which he had forgotten about because he felt like everybody else. Earlier, he felt I was like any other financial planner. Suddenly, he realized why he started his business, the vision he had when he started his business, the goals he had, and that gave him more confidence and strength to be a better person, a better leader, and he went to matching his core competencies to resolve the real pains of his customers, and then to deliver real value to his customers strongly and clearly with power and authority. And he became more authoritative as a business owner in delivering his service, and he was standing apart from the competition. As you know, in financial planning, it's massive. This is not about Mark Hoy. This is not about a financial planner. This is about every business owner. It's a process that you need to follow to move from where you are to getting this strength. Once you get this strength, it's all strategy, then it comes to branding and to delivering and communicating that message with power. Okay. So Mark went to then communicating it. Again, this is a McKinsey framework. We are a business that enables pre-retirees and retirees to achieve their retirement aspirations through open and honest advice, tailored to their financial needs, wherever and whenever they need to. Okay. And he not only put this into paper, but he has to put this into practice. He has to deliver it with strength. So he went from being just a financial planner to knowing his business and his value proposition very clearly. Again, understanding the pain. So this is not all. This is only the start. So Mark Hoy had to change his approach to reaching, engaging, and winning customers, as every one of you have to do. You have to rethink and reinvent yourself the way we reach customers, we engage them, and we win customers. Then you got to transition your business model so that you can succeed in this digital world. So that's what Mark had to do. Once he came up with this, he had to get to that next level. Is it hard? It's not hard. We've created the most efficient system for business owners to do this, okay? So hopefully I've answered you this question. Is there a silver bullet? I did tell you earlier, I have no silver bullet, but the silver bullet is this process that you will learn. So reinvention, as I did say, because it is so hard. Digital is hard. It's so complicated, so confusing, because there are millions of channels. There are millions of solutions. If you take social media, you don't know which channel to use. You don't know what to post, when to post. So this is why I've shared with you 2 principles of digital marketing. I hope you remember them. I shared with you the data. Now I've shared with you examples. Then I shared with you practically and visually how customers operate from a consumer psychology perspective. Now I'm going to teach you a 5-step process. And if you follow this 5-step process diligently, with patience, I will guarantee you will get results. And you will get not incremental results, you will get transformational results. So where do we start? This is where we are today. We are on what's called awareness. We are building insights. We call this program that you're in, it's part of our Futurize Insights program. It's free seminars and webinars we run so that you can get valuable insights on what this process is. Once you do that, you've got to build your digital competence. So Mark Hoy and all those people I showed you earlier who has had success have built their digital competence. Earlier, we used to run this as a 2-day seminar. They'd come in there, understand what it takes, instead of spending years on YouTube and doing the wrong thing, trying to learn it on YouTube and trying to use consultants. And you don't have to do that. It doesn't take you years. In less than a day now, you can get this knowledge. I'll show you how. Because earlier it used to take 2 days because we used to run seminars. Now we put this all online in 6 hours. You can get this knowledge, okay? And you might think, oh my goodness, 6 hours is a long time. That's the investment that you need to get the knowledge you need to operate successfully a business in this digital world. It's a little investment, and I can tell you it'll deliver you massive amounts of dividends. Strategy is the next stage. That's that black box process Mark Hoy spoke about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you an example of somebody like you who came to a webinar. Similar webinar to this, who came earlier. But before that, by the way, when I spoke about Futurize Insight, that's where we are today. We are running a similar webinar of Futurize Insights on social media secrets on the 21st of October. Faith will send you that link. Go and register for it. You will understand once you how to drive traffic to your website and how to drive the right traffic. Oh, some of it I can't teach everything in an hour, but you will learn some really cool stuff here. Okay, and then we got some the innovation for profitability webinar is about small business innovation. It's not innovation for big businesses, right? So you should do if you have the time, you make the time for it. And digital marketing essentials will be very similar to what we are doing today, but it will have other concepts, other tools that I might teach you as well. Okay, so I'm going to now go through this process, how you get the knowledge and strategy part, and then we'll cover this part as well. But I want to use an example of this lady. She ran a financial services business, helping small and medium business owners to get working capital loans, to get loans to fund their assets. And she had over 30 years of experience. But Sonia went from struggling and wasting money and time doing websites. She had done 3 websites, still not getting the value proposition right. She got SEO people, she got copywriters, and she spent tens of thousands of dollars. And then suddenly she came for this seminar, followed this process, and she got absolute clarity. And she came here to this webinar a couple of weeks ago to tell her experience. So right now I'm going to get her on video, and we'll put it on YouTube so that you can all watch it. But this is what Sonia said. She came for this webinar, and the next stage was she followed this program we created called Futurize Foundation. Took her only 1 day. In the first day, she spent 1 full day to watch it. And she got the knowledge, and she got a lot of that strategy. Then she spent time with one of our strategists, our digital strategist, have a digital strategy framework, or that black box process Mark Hoy went. And suddenly she got in all the insights, all the empowerment she needed for her business. And then she went to this online brand design process where all this strategy is articulated on online brand design. Online brand design is the branding that you create so that whenever somebody sees you online, whether it's your website or social media or Facebook or Instagram or your association, industry association website, when they feature you, where you look $1 million. So when people come to your website, in 2 to 4 seconds, they develop that instant trust and credibility. You need to do this before you go to build your website. And that's a mistake a lot of people do. They miss these 3 steps and they go and build a website. And because you don't have the right knowledge and you don't have a strategy, you do not know what to ask your web designers to do. And because they are not good brand designers, because you need to work with world-class branding people to build you need to look world-class online these days. I showed it in practice, right? And it is only then your website will look great. And until you nail your website, you shouldn't even spend $1. I'm telling you this. Until you nail your step 4 here, you shouldn't even spend $1 driving traffic to your website, because when you drive traffic, it'll bounce. Now you know why people bounce. So do not waste even $1 or even an hour of your time to launch and promote your website and driving traffic to your website, because if you don't get this stuff right, it'll bounce. I showed you the principles, I showed you the data, I showed you how we do it. Okay, and the data, what you do is once you start promoting, you look at the data. I showed you the Google Analytics. You review and improve based on the data. All right, so that's what we do. You review and improve, and this cycle continues until you hit your goals. And when do you set your goals? You set your goals at strategy stage. And this is another issue we've seen with small and medium business owners. Because business is so hard, they have lost sight of their goals. And 80 odd percent, I think it was, 65% of the businesses we researched did not have a clear financial goal for the next 12 months. Now you might think, hey, that sounds crazy. It is crazy. It's like getting into a car and not knowing where you're going. And that's how we're driving our businesses. So if we do not have a clear financial goal for the next 12 months, where are we heading? How do you build a strategy if you don't know where you're heading? And then some people tell me, Dinesh, but money is not everything. I know money is not everything. Your financial goal is not your only goal. But if you're running a business or even a not-for-profit for that matter, you must have a financial goal. Now, here is a gym operator. As you know, gyms closed down during COVID. They were forced to. And this gym operator also had to close down. But what happened to her business? She was able to pivot because she had built this digital marketing infrastructure that was like this. And she changed the strategy here to drive the right traffic. And what happened? She's going to grow in this financial year by 100%. And she achieved her first 3 months target in July 2020 alone. You might wonder how this is possible. This is the process she follows to the letter. And she's so confident now. Her morale is so high. She's unstoppable. But when she started at this stage, her confidence was very low. And she's on YouTube. Go to the NetStripes YouTube channel, by the way. Subscribe to it. Every week we put really great YouTubes coming. This week, we put in some of the best SEO experts talking about SEO. The week before that, we put a video of the Facebook marketing director. She's the marketing director for Facebook. Giving some insights. So go and listen to them. Go and subscribe to this channel. The upcoming one is about Amazon. I interviewed the managing director for Amazon Web Services. So he's coming up. So there are lots coming up. Go and subscribe to that channel. Go and watch this stuff. All these guys, why do they come? They want to help you. They want businesses to transition from traditional to digital. We've had Michaelia Cash, the Federal Minister for Small Business, Employment and Skills. She's there. So go and watch these videos. Here's Fabio Funai. He runs a catering business. Event caterers had to close down. We followed the same process. Event caterers had to close down. He has increased revenue. He's got new customers. He's pivoted from where he was with zero cost of marketing. All right. By the way, each week we give 5 strategy advisory sessions. Now we can only give 5 because of capacity. We can only give 5 free. That means of capacity. But any of you who would like to get one of them, please click on the link. Faith is going to share. Faith, if you can share the link, you can book at a time convenient for you. Our strategists are trained in the process. They have a minimum of an MBA. They probably worked with us, helped over 1,000 small businesses with digital strategies. So they're very experienced. By the way you get the knowledge, which I spoke about, is called Futurize Foundation. This is that builds the digital competence. So go and do that program. Again, it is in 4 sections, 4 modules. It takes only 6 hours. As I said, it took me 20 years to develop this knowledge. Then I researched for 600 hours to build that knowledge and bring that knowledge so that it works for small business with the best practice. So the best practice around the world, it has been brought to you, and it takes to you only 6 hours. Why 6 hours? Because I want to condense the time it takes for you as business owners. You have limited time. Then you get plus 1 hour of strategy in addition to that to get this right. Okay. Now I'm going to go through the science and psychology of online brand design. Now that's step 3 of that process. The things you need to do before we go and build a website. I'm going to show you Fabio Funai. This guy is the event caterer I spoke about, how he created his business. Okay, he, like most of you, was here. And then he did the digital boot camp. He did the strategy. By the way, Fabio was also on one of these webinars talking about his story. Unfortunately, his daughter, one of his kids are ill in hospital. We pray for her. My thoughts are really with Fabio and the family today. And, you know, nobody likes a little kid being ill, do we? And so Fabio got this strategy right. Then he got his online brand design done. It is only after that he built his website, right? And then he launched and promoted it. Fabio Funai is getting so much business now. He is very busy. So this is how they were before. I shared with you earlier. This is what they look like now. Now there is a science to this. Right, and this is the science. Every part, even the way the logo is presented, have to be based on psychology. It has to be on the top left. Why? Because we are visual. Our eyes go to the top left all the time. A lot of people make the mistake and put it in the middle, or their logo of small business websites, and the menu takes 1/3 of this entire page. Now that is prime real estate on a website. Why would you put your logo so big and your menu that big? And the whole message is clouded. So there is a need for a captivating hero image. Your caption must be able to articulate in just 4 or 5 words your absolute value proposition. And your sub-caption must nail that argument and help you to help you to leapfrog your competition. And that's what the job of the sub-caption. Okay, so there's a lot of science going in there. As you can see, each of these steps, if you miss any of them, you don't get it right. So I'm going to show you the other sections. This is section 1, which you have seen. Then you have to get section, by the way, I'm sharing with you Fabio Funai, the process he took. But this is not about Fabio. This is about you. How do you transition? And what are the steps have you got to do? And this is what Fabio transitioned. So he went from here. And that's the next piece you see, the section 2, when you come down his website. What's that section for you must look like? This is so professional, as you can see now. It's so much more different to this. Okay, look at it, chalk and cheese. It's the same business. It's the same business, right? That's section 3. And there's a science why this is section 3 and why this is section 2. You can't get this mixed up. This is section 4. There's a science here. As you can see, this is about why us, what differentiates us. The number, the language, the number, everything. These are logos. As you can see, this is the design stage, right? This is what happens before you build the website. So as you can see, the logos haven't been put here. This is the design stage, gallery. This is their gallery of all the events they do, right? This is what their clients say, real customers, again, professionally designed. So how do you articulate yourself now? How are you going to do it in the future? You will already have a website, but it's to redefine that website. Before you go to the website, you've got to do all these other things. If you don't do that other stuff, no point just changing your website, and do not change your website like that. This is called a lead magnet, right? So this is to give 10 tips. People come and download something, give you the email address, and you're collecting emails. Now you're building an email database. Again, this is part of your digital and marketing infrastructure. Now, here's a call to action. and it's all professional. So the foundation of your digital presence must exude trust and credibility. So the question you must ask is the foundation of our digital presence, does it exude trust and credibility? What is our bounce rate? Are we driving the right traffic? Is it converting that traffic into leads and into sales? And to do that, you need professional design to embody that brand essence. Your brand essence is about you. What do you care about? What's special about your business? That's what that black box process drew out of Mark Hoy. And he felt so empowered, and he operated as a different individual after that. He spoke of his story and I'm actually going to get him on YouTube and do an interview so that everyone can see his journey. Got the strategy right and his unique selling proposition very clear. Then the user experience, once people come into a website like Fabio Funai, as you saw, is so beautiful. And we have to deliver world-class user experience to every customer. Because even as a small business today, we must be world-class. Because business owners, your customers, your consumers have other options. There's so much competition from much larger organizations and businesses our size and people coming in all the time. So that's the importance of making sure your user experience is right, it looks world-class. So let's have a quick summary of what we did today. What helped Sonia? What helped Mark and Fabio? They got competence. They built that strong know-how they needed. They built that digital strategy and they built a strong online presence. I shared with you the process they took. But they hit COVID. So as you imagine, you build a strategy, you're smooth sailing, you hit COVID, and then your revenues dive. So everything is useless. But this process, the beauty of this process is even during COVID, these businesses grew. Each of these businesses grew during COVID. They survived during COVID. I mean, that alone is good enough. Then they are now doing well. And that's what's important. So that's a real test of a process. That's a real test of a strategy. So there's a formula to achieve success online and to maintain that success. And that I shared with you, the two universal truths to drive the right traffic to your website and to convert that traffic. And then I shared with you a 5-step process that delivers massive results, forget the massive results, delivers sustainable, consistent results. Your goal is to build a digital and marketing infrastructure that can survive, that can help you to sustain your business even during times of crisis. And that's very, very important. It's the biggest mistake a lot of people do, as I said, is they go and focus on this website. That is the wrong place. The other thing they do is they spend all their time on promoting their business on social media. All their promotional efforts are going waste. This is where people are spending tens of thousands of dollars each year. I shared that story about Sonia Fitz, who had spent tens of thousands of dollars on SEO, on copywriting, on changing a website 3 times. This stuff will not derive your results. This is until you get this stuff right. So ladies and gentlemen, if there's one message, spend your time on this stuff. That's what gives you digital reinvention. And McKinsey told us about that. Knowledge and strategy is your next stage. By the way, there are other webinars you can watch to get awareness. We shared that with you. But now, the next step, the most important, crucial step for you to do is to get the knowledge and strategy. Take that next step. Take that action you need to make the decision to transition your business into a digitally successful business. And we've launched Futurize Foundation. I introduced this to you earlier. It is in 4 modules. So we start with how to reinvent your business even during troubled times, like Fabio and Sonia and Mark had done. And what customer strategies, a lot of you spoke about, how do you get your ideal customer? And that's the most important factor to get transformational results. Customer strategies for online success. Successful innovation is important as well. But more important, how do you create a digital presence and digital infrastructure that will give you sustainable results? We discussed that. And then we discuss online advertising. We do go into depth. I'm running a free session next week, but not like that. We really go into depth because there's limited time I have when I do a webinar like this. In this whole foundation, I teach you that system that you can follow step by step. Plus, you can speak to our experts. You have a 1-hour digital strategy advisory. We typically don't stop with 1 hour. We give you a lot more than that. Whatever you need really to get that stuff right. I believe this is undervalued for what this is worth over $1,000. I think it's much undervalued at that price, because the business value it delivers can give you, as you've seen from those guys, gives them several $100,000 of business value. So it's really undervalued. If you've got a consultant, went for a course alone, Sonia Fitz said the course would have cost her $3,000 and the consultants would have cost her $10,000 and still didn't get the result. By the way, online on our website, it's $596. So because we want as many people to have that. A lot of our partners we do this webinar with believe that we need to make it more affordable for people to go through our strategy framework, plus to get this knowledge, and have asked us whether we can give it during COVID as a post-COVID recovery package at a highly discounted rate. So we've reluctantly agreed. I don't know how long we can do this. This price is never going to be on our website, or I can't say never. Never is a very strong word. Is not on our website. Our website has a price, that price and that's what we normally sell at. But those who attend this session, because you guys come from FBAA and multiple other industry associations like the NRA, you could be from the Fire Protection Association, the Retail Drinks Association, the Chartered Accountants, or you could be from the multiple councils we work with across the country, the regional development organizations as well. So thank you for coming from these organizations. But today, Faith, can you share the link, please, so the people who want to get this can? Faith has to share the link, otherwise you can't register for it. Faith, can you please share the link? There you go. Thank you, Faith, for sharing the link. On this link, you can register for it at this price. It's a no-brainer, I think. The digital strategy work we do, when we used to do it for the big banks and some of the likes of the big retailers, we used to charge over $500 per hour for the digital strategy work. So this is free for you, so all the very best. Look, thank you very much. If you have any questions, go to the Q&A and ask me any question you would like. I'm sure some of you may have some questions. I'd be only too delighted to answer any of those questions. By the way, I mentioned about the Facebook marketing director. She's on YouTube. Go and watch that. By the way, if you like this webinar, tell me what you liked it. And if you thought you wanted me to do something else, or I was too slow, or I wasn't good enough, please tell me that too, because your feedback is how we can improve, because we want to make sure these webinars really give value to business owners, okay? So you're most welcome to give us your feedback. I'm going to go to the Q&A now, but before that, go and watch those YouTube videos. Here's Fabio Funai talking about his experience. This is Sonia Ray saying what were the shifts that happened. she was struggling to grow business. She had a gym that she ran from a garage. And as you can imagine, not easy to do when you're competing with Fitness First and Anytime Fitness and all these other people. How do you run a gym? You wouldn't have the courage to start a business is incredible. And she struggled. And then she says how she got these shifts. And the first shift happened when she came for the digital bootcamp. It's this Futurize Foundation. Then she got the strategy right. She got her right custom. Then she had another shift. She said, until then, I was wasting my time improving my website and doing social media. Here's Shay King. This is the guy who went from zero to about $1 million revenue. He's a great guy. He and his partner, Sam Clist, they are really smart guys. They're so smart, they're focused on their business. And within this 1 year, they built this massive business that grew even more in the next year. So go and watch those videos so we can learn from each one of them. Somebody's asked me, Dinesh, Futurize Foundation, you're saying it's really valuable. It's half the price of what is on your website. Should I do it, or should I do it after the strategy? Look, you can do it if you have got a strategy session booked. You can do it after the strategy, and that's fine. But I want every one of you to do Futurize Foundation. It's like free of charge, really. 296 is nothing for what you get in there, okay? You have lifetime access to it, so you can watch it anytime. And you will learn this process to be disciplined and to follow the process so that you know exactly what to do and what not to do. One of you, I'm sorry, I can't remember who said this, said at the beginning, we don't know what to do and when to do. That's what you learn. And you also learn how to identify your ideal customers. That's what you told me why businesses fail. Some of you told me we are one business owner trying to do everything. That's the reality. You will learn how to be time rich as opposed to be time poor. A lot of businesses are doing so much. And you're doing, Sonia Fitz told us this, right? Because we haven't got our ideal customer really clear, and it's not clear like this, we are like so broad. We are wasting our time with all these tie kickers. Why? Once you narrow down your customer, you know your ideal customer, suddenly you know exactly whom to work with and who your anti-persona is that you don't work with. As soon as you know who you're not working with, because strategy is about trade-offs, you are in the right headspace. And you are now ready, not for incremental growth, you're ready for transformational growth. Of course, then you got to follow the rest of the process. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you for joining me. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you leave some comments, you press subscribe to our channel, and press the like button if you like this. Really nice to have you. Thank you so much for your time. Look after yourself and have a brilliant day. Bye-bye. Ben Gabriel, I'm trying to add the offer to cart and it is not allowing Ben. Can somebody help Ben? Please, Ben, are you able to, can one of us call you to help you? Ciao, thank you, Tam, thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate you. I'm going to the chat to see if there's anybody like Ben having trouble. Susanna, thank you. Thank you, Susanna. Really appreciate your kind thoughts. Melanie, thank you. Tatiana, thank you very much for your kind thoughts. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate your thoughts. Tell me what you liked most. What was most useful? If you can, that'll be valuable for us. And also, if there's anything you want us to improve, we won't take it amiss, okay? Ben, if you want us to call, can you share us your telephone number? Or your email address, and somebody will. Fantastic. Thor will call you. Thor, if you can call, or Sadia, if you can call Ben and help Ben to register, that will be much appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ben. Look forward to having you. And I'll share my telephone number with you as well, so that if you have any questions, you can ask me, because, you know, we love to see customers going through this process and seeing the results they get. It'll be much appreciated. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. By the way, if anybody is having like Ben's issues signing up, please let us know so that we can help you, because each week as people sign up, I know there haven't been issues, but who knows, like Ben has said today, may have an issue. So Thor or Sadia will call you, Ben. Much appreciated. If there are any other questions, please ask. Otherwise, I'm going to stop the video. Ben, we will get in touch with you. I hope somebody took your number down. If you don't get a call in the next 10 minutes, we will make no, you will get a call in the next 10 minutes. All right, take care. Thank you very much.